Okay, we have YouTube, and then we have a thing called YouTube TV. Okay, YouTube is just, you go on there and watch videos people post and whatever. And then there's a thing called YouTube TV, which you pay $65 a month for. And it's basically like a cable system, a mini cable system that's provided over your internet. So you can cancel your cable, and you can still watch a lot of cable channels. Okay, all your wonderful cable channels, gosh, like CNN, Fox News, USA, Lifetime, MTV, Food Network, all that stuff. You can pretty much watch all of that on YouTube TV, but you don't need to pay for cable, which cable usually costs more. Cable will run you for basic, a good mix of channels, over $100. That's not too hard to hit. With YouTube TV, it's only $65. So I guess you could call that a big bargain if you like your cable, right? Anyway, well, it looks like a whole bunch of channels are now going missing from YouTube TV as of this morning, the 18th of December. Disney is a giant media company. Now you think of it as, okay, it's that little park, it's a big park down there in Florida and the one in California, but they own a whole bunch of TV networks. They own ABC, they own ESPN, they own a whole batch of cable networks, including all those wonderful Disney channels. So anyway, there is a dispute going on between Google actually, because Google owns YouTube, and Disney, and apparently Disney said, if you don't pay up for all these plethora of channels we're providing, more money, then we're going to just, end the contract, and you're going to have to pull them all off. Well, that's what happened. Now, there was a similar deal between NBC Comcast, which is another giant mega provider of channels, NBC, and gosh, I can't eat a whole bunch of channels, whatever, whole bunch of channels. Etc., etc. But they had a big brouhaha with that a couple months ago, but they settled the deal, and so anyway, so those channels remain. So what YouTube TV has done as of last night is pulled a whole bunch of channels, okay? And the channels that got pulled, and guess this, okay, your local ABC channel. Now, I presume that's if it's owned by ABC. A lot of your ABC network channels are not owned by ABC. They're owned by Sinclair or Tegna, Cox, whatever. A whole bunch of other companies can own your ABC channel. So if your ABC channel is owned by ABC, in like the big markets like New York, Philadelphia, San Francisco, Los Angeles, yeah, you're going to lose that. But if you have an ABC channel like here in Charlotte, or in some other city that's not owned by ABC, it'll probably stay on. Okay, anyway, so you might lose your ABC channel, but you're going to lose ABC News Live, Disney Channel, Disney Junior, Disney XD, Freeform, FX, FXX, FXM, National Geographic, National Geo Wild, ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN3, if you get that, ESPNU, ESPN News, SEC, and ACC. So all those channels are going away, have gone away. And YouTube TV now says they're going to temporarily drop their monthly fee from $65. Now, that's usually $65 plus taxes and fees, so it usually comes up to about $70. They're going to drop the fee from $65 to $49. Woo-hoo-hoo! So that's what, about $15-16, okay? So, yeah, so you will save that much money, but then again, all these channels will have gone away. Now, the interesting thing is, and there's this article here in The Verge, I'll put a link to it, that describes what's going on here, but anyway, so what's going on here is that Disney also owns a bunch of competitors to YouTube TV. Okay, so in a way you could call this kind of some sort of collusion. I don't know. So Disney also owns Disney Plus, which is the service now that a lot of you subscribe to, which you get a whole bunch of Disney stuff. They also have a big ownership stake in Hulu, which also is kind of like YouTube TV and owns a whole and provides a whole bunch of cable channels. So I think if Disney figures, okay, we're going to kind of take our product away from YouTube TV, then Hulu will get stronger. More people will go to Hulu because Hulu has different tiers. Okay, you can pay for a basic tier where you get, your network programming a day delayed or something. And then there's also a tier where you can get a whole bunch of cable channels for about $65. Or you can go to Disney Plus to watch all your Disney stuff. So, it may be in Disney's benefit to not have YouTube carrying so many of its channels because it can provide those channels directly to you without going through the third party of YouTube TV. See what's going on? What does that mean for you? It means it's just going to get harder and harder for you to watch television. If you get rid of your cable subscription, which is expensive, try to go to one of these, what they call over the transom. They're services that provide you cable-like services, but they are on the internet. Okay, they're internet fed. Well, if that all happens, what's going to happen is, it's going to be more complicated for you to try to find good packages of the cable TV networks you want. And guess what? If Disney and Google YouTube come to an agreement in the future, which may very well happen, a couple days from now, maybe at the end of the year, we'll have an agreement and they'll be back on. But you know what? Your price for YouTube TV is going to go up. Okay, that's what's going to happen probably. So instead of you paying $65 a month, you might be paying $75 a month next year. And now your cable rates are going up too. So it's just going to be a never-ending cycle. That television is going to get more and more and more expensive if you want to watch all these ad-choked cable networks. My deal is, hey, I don't mind paying for a service like, say, for Hulu, say for HBO Max, it's $14 a month, $15 a month, or something like that, but it's no commercials. Well, most of these channels here, you're looking at all these channels, Freeform, FX, all these FX channels, they're all choked with commercials. They already have a ton of commercials. ESPN has a ton of commercials on it. So you're paying through the nose for a bunch of channels that already have a whole bunch of commercials on them, whether you have cable or YouTube TV or whatever. So anyway, so that's the latest deal here with YouTube TV. If you're turning on your YouTube, and the other problem is, if you turn on your YouTube TV this morning, all those channels will be gone. So there. And plus all the stuff you saved on all those channels. Your DVR stuff, that's all gone too, if it's from one of these Disney networks. Now we had YouTube TV here back when it was like $49 a month, and then they jumped the price up to $55, and then they jumped the price up to $65. We had a lot of problems with it. It just isn't that reliable. Half the time, not half the time, but I'd say 10%, 15% of the time we'd get an error message, or the channel wouldn't load properly, or we get the dreaded buffering spinning wheel. So we had a number of issues. My friend has a Samsung television, and you have to use the Samsung app to watch YouTube TV, and the Samsung app had a lot of bugs with it too. So it was, we just got tired of it after a while. We have an antenna up here now. We're lucky enough to live in an area, we're up high, and we can get signals from the Charlotte market. So we have an antenna, and we can get pretty much all the stations out of Charlotte for free. But, it's only on the one television set. The nice thing about YouTube TV was that you could run it on any device. You could put it on your phone, you could put it on your computer. There was a dispute with Roku, that's gone away, so you can still watch it on your Roku via your television and all that other stuff. So, and they were very, so anyway. So anyway, that's the deal. Another problem here in the beautiful, wonderful world of, how all these wonderful TV channels and internet providers and all this other stuff, and they're all fighting with each other, and you, the wonderful subscriber, whether you have former cable, cut the cord, or you still have cable, or you still want to watch it on, if you want to watch your YouTube TV, it's going to be cheaper. But now you've lost a whole bunch of channels. Ain't it fun? Thanks for watching Vlog Under.